I wanted to figure out whether or not cardio actually affects your athletic performance. To do this, I split tested a workout where I did cardio before against one where I didn't to see how it affected my output, and then I backed up my findings using actual science to figure out whether or not cardio kills gains. The idea that cardio kills gains first came from a study done by Rebecca Hickson in 1980. This study was the first in its field to look at a correlation between strength and endurance-based training and to see if they affected one another. It split participants into one of three different groups: strength, endurance, and a combo group that had participants doing both strength and endurance-based training. Now, what's interesting is that the combo group and the endurance group both found the same VO2 max gains, a proxy for endurance, which means that strength isn't a limiting factor in endurance-based training, and that distance runners should be hitting legs. But they also found that the strength group made significantly more gains than the combo group, meaning that cardio kills your gains. Or so we thought. But if you look a little bit closer at the Hickson study, you can find that our findings aren't necessarily true. The combo group and the strength group both made the same gains during the first 7 weeks of the study, with the combo group plateauing after the 8th week and then declining rapidly after the 9th and 10th week. Those are common symptoms of overtraining. So let's look at the volume. The combo group was doing 5 strength training sessions per week and 6 endurance-based training sessions per week. That's 11 sessions per week and an average of over 1.5 per day. That's way too much. And they're beginners. So if Hickson proved anything, it's that overtraining can cause a decline in strength over a 10-week period. A very important thing to note about the world of science, especially within athletic training, is that it's constantly evolving, and old theories are constantly being proven wrong, and new ones are always being proven right. This is done through the form of replication. For a study to be found credible, it must be repeated across domains by other researchers. And so, this is what began being done for Hickson's landmark study in 1980 over the following 2 decades by several other researchers. But no one was able to repeat it. One of the earliest follow-ups to Hickson was done in 1991, where adults trained either strength 3 times a week or strength and endurance combined, both 3 times a week. This was a far cry in terms of volume from Hickson's original study, in which the total number of sessions per week was doubled or almost doubled for both groups. Shockingly, or not so shockingly, as they weren't overtrained, the follow-up study done by Bell produced adverse results to its predecessor, demonstrating that you could in fact put on strength and do endurance-based training at the same time. This study was then backed up again by Bell in 2000, 9 years later, producing similar results on trained individuals rather than just beginners. At this point, Bell stated that the problem isn't cardio, but properly managing your stress and fatigue when you're doing this much volume. Another study was done 2 years later in 2002, which used cycling rather than just cardio in general, and produced similar results stating that moderate cardio doesn't impact hypertrophy or strength gains. I'm about to go for a run. It's high impact cardio, and it kind of sucks, or at least it sucks for me. I really don't enjoy running, so it should make my workout worse. I shouldn't be able to do as much, hopefully, but we'll see. This landmark meta-analysis was then released a decade later in 2012, headed by Jacob Wilson. It cleared up much of the inconsistencies in the field and is now much of the basis for what we know today. Through combining the results of 21 different studies, it concluded that cardio doesn't kill gains. But instead, unlike other studies that have been done in the past, it took a more nuanced approach. You can do cardio 2 or 3 times a week and expect to not see much interference on your strength-based training. But when you go over 5+ times a week, that's when you can see interference. Cardio isn't black and white. It depends how often you do it, how intensely you do it, and the frequency at which you do it during a week. Do your cardio, but maybe not do too much. Another massive discovery that the study made is that running is probably the most harmful of all forms of cardio. For me, I really don't enjoy running, especially when compared to something like cycling or other forms of low-impact cardio. This is because your joints take on a lot of impact during running instead of doing something like the elliptical where they take on almost none. This is because when you're running, you're constantly having to speed up and brake during an eccentric loading with every single step that you take, whereas with something like biking or cycling, you're in a constant concentric, meaning your muscles are always contracting instead of having to speed up and slow down every time. But cardio definitely does kill some gains. The same study found that endurance-based training has a big impact on power. So your movements like sprinting and jumping that are fast, twitchy, powerful movements become really affected when your body is fatigued. And this fatigue accumulates a lot during endurance-based training. A study by Tao Wang in 2024 gives us the most recent and beneficial research on how we can intertwine cardio and strength-based training. The biggest factor in how we can reduce interference by cardio is how closely it's placed to our strength-based training session. Here's an analogy. Your Aunt Linda wants to win desperately in her Sunday bowling match. She's nasty, has an ill temper, and a disgusting drive to succeed. And so she's heard that running is good, because why wouldn't running be good? So prior to her Sunday league bowling match, she ran 5 miles directly prior, stunk it up, and lost in the championship, which she was very sad about. But if she had ran 2 days or even a day prior, it might have helped her marginally, whether that be for her cardio or her mental health. This is the same for strength-based training. You want to space out your cardio as much as you possibly can from it. But if you have to do it directly after your workout, so be it. It's still going to help you, just don't do it directly before. Nutrition and sleep also play a huge role in whether or not you can manage doing both cardio and strength-based training at the same time. Your recovery matters, and your recovery matters a lot when you're combining 2 things that can be really fatiguing for your overall health. So ensuring that you can sleep properly and eat properly allows you to do both of those things without much interference, but when your sleep slips, when your nutrition slips, that's when the cardio begins to affect your strength training. Cardio should not be demonized. It does wonders for your health. Everyone from every age group should be doing some form of cardio. Whether that means running, cycling, or walking, whatever your body can handle, you should do. It increases mitochondrial function, it improves your heart health, it improves insulin sensitivity, and almost everything it does is good for you. But it's hard, and people don't like to do hard things. So anything that gives you an excuse not to do it is justified. Do hard things.